Okay, and we are live. How we doing, gentlemen?
Hello.
Not
Doing
too
good.
shabby.
It is
sir.
a big Tuesday because Spider-Man 2 just dropped, and I know both of you
big,
are
big.
absolute fanatics. It is the greatest video game of all time. I believe both of you have said, and I'd like.
Let's get a little. I mean, you get a
Wow.
little crazy here, right? I like
Just kidding.
Spider-Man as much as the next guy, but
Well, talk to me about it. What's your guys' initial opinions on it? How do you feel about it?
well, this guy beat it. So
Yeah.
You haven't.
no, I haven't played it nearly as much as I'd like to.
Wow. Okay.
Doesn't mean it's not good.
I'm still waiting for the stream to kick in. Making sure we're live.
Oh, we're definitely live. I see the audio going. This is full producer.
Can we trust you?
Full
though?
gas. Audio's there.
I gotta make sure we can trust you.
I don't know if to
I
trust
trust
you or not.
myself.
I don't.
Well, you know,
You're the
See,
only
life is a confidence game. And
I mean, you're wearing like a dog Hawaiian shirt. You don't scream trustworthy. I'm not saying
I scream
do,
introvert.
but-
When you see this shirt, you think this guy doesn't
No,
want anybody
you
to see him.
say this is a shirt worth coming up and asking me about. You want people to approach you,
I want that attention.
and you want people to say,
And he's
"Wow,
an
that's such
introvert.
a cool shirt."
And he's an introvert, you know?
Yeah, Dylan didn't get
Or-
the memo. He's not wearing a floral.
No,
right.
I'm flanneling it up. I could button it up. And then it'd be
could.
kind of.
Only if the chest hair flows. Let it flow. Ooh, there we go.
I like it.
We get
That's what I wanted.
demonetized, even though we don't make any money
For
anyways.
excessive male nipple. It's like
That was 17 chest hairs that we saw. We cannot have that on this platform.
Well,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. It is really good. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I'm still enjoying the heck out of it. They improved a lot in regards to combat.
traversal.
Traversal is amazing. I love how fast you go. The web wings are awesome. You're zipping around, flying. Combat, they made Peter and Miles, because in this game you can play as both. They both feel amazing and so strong. Like, I feel like such a badass now at the end of the game as both of them. So I'm really enjoying it. I really like the story. The
Just checking. You never answered.
well,
3 minutes into the
Yeah.
stream. Thank you for that backup. Appreciate it.
You never know.
Yeah, okay.
You never know. We went like 15 minutes.
I somehow don't believe that, but 15 minutes
Yeah.
could have.
could have in your
We
dreams.
lost an entire episode once and had to re-record.
Is this a standard segment that we do every single stream? Is just like
jump on
5
Billy.
minutes on how like there is no audio? Is that just like our
Yep.
That's
opening?
our staple.
Anyways,
This
Dylan, I
is
cut you off. Where
phenomenal.
were you at?
Great game. There's some quality of life things that I think they need to address in a patch. Like, I'm not too sure why New Game Plus isn't already on there, along with time of day changes. Which the only reason I bring those up is because they're in the other ones.
New Game Plus was patched in afterwards also.
But even it's like, I don't know. That just seems like
why it's not at launch?
Yeah,
they
why
already
not at
announced it's
launch?
going to happen too. But
Yeah.
why wouldn't it be at launch? I think it's
So-
because they don't want to delay the game any further.
probably. But really enjoyed the story. I thought it did a great telling of Peter Parker getting the symbiote, and I think they did a great job of putting Miles, injecting him into that to where it didn't take away from either character, and it made each of them feel important.
Right.
How far are you, Kyle? I know you spoiled the whole
I
thing,
spoiled the whole entire story already.
but like gameplay wise,
Gameplay wise, I just finished I'm still pretty early. I just finished the Coney Island thing where Harry finds out that
he's Agent Venom.
Harry finds out that Peter's Spider-Man, and I guess spoiler alert. I guess
Oh.
we should say
Yeah.
that.
We'll go into spoilers here.
I mean, if you watch any of the trailers, it's kind of obvious that Harry
is
Venom.
yeah.
I don't think that would surprise anyone based on what they were talking about in the trailers. But yeah, they changed up the lore a little bit. I'll just come right out and say it though that Insomniac Spider-Man, Insomniac Peter is my favorite version of Peter Parker.
Yes.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And so I've been I'm gonna go on a little rant, and we can go further if you want, Kyle, if you know anything about it. But
Okay.
the fan base
Rant alert.
is so fucking toxic.
That's like
Literally-
any great.
A week, not even a week after the game came out, this subreddit full of these are the things I want added to the game. These are my complaints. These are, and it's like like any other game subreddit I've been in right after release. It'll take a little bit.
We need a low sodium Spider-Man.
Yeah, we need a low sodium Spider-Man. Like, I don't know. It's like, Jesus, are you guys just fucking
Yeah.
complainers all the fucking time? Like,
Spider-Man fans are the neediest group base.
Listen to
of
this,
all
right?
time.
No, Star Wars fans
Mm.
are the worst.
I'm not too.
And
close
that's
to
coming
that, so
from
I
a
don't
very
know.
avid Star Wars
Yeah.
follower. It's so hard to appreciate anything in the Star Wars universe. There's always like such a huge vocal group of
Really.
this is garbage.
How dare you like this?
Yeah.
But so where was I going with that?
The low
the fans.
sodium. The fan base is terrible.
Oh,
They're
so-
the worst fan
Yeah,
base. Yeah.
listen to this. So first game comes out, right? Insomniac gets death threats because of not including Tobey Maguire Spider-Man outfit. Okay, so this
Jesus.
game they listened, right? Every single movie, Peter
Like
Parker
the first
suit.
suits you unlock.
Yeah, every single one. You have Toby, you have Andrew, and then you even have all of Tom Holland's.
Yeah.
All in there. Guess what the complaint is now? There's too many movie suits. It's like, really?
Like fuck off.
Really?
Honestly.
It's like you
You
asked for this.
complained about too
You
much
complained
content.
so much that there wasn't.
You know what they need to do in the next game is have a microtransaction shop and sell them to people.
yeah.
Just for the memes.
Just do it.
Like, you want it? All right, great. We're gonna sell them for $25.
But yeah, they're like, there's not enough original Peter Parker outfits. It's like, you guys asked for all these and you threw a fit if they weren't in the game, so
Yeah.
it's your fault.
I specifically just try and avoid fan bases now for
I know.
because it's just not worth it for me. But I love this version of Spider-Man. He's my favorite version of Spider-Man is Insomniac Spider-Man.
So
I love specifically I love their treatment of like villains. They do such a good job. Not my favorite version of Miles. I actually like movie version of Miles
it's
better.
hard to top Into the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse Miles is definitely the best version of
Mhm.
Miles. But this is the best version of Peter. And also his face change actually really grew on me. I think they changed it just enough from the original reveal to Spider-Man 2 to where like it fits him now for me. I dig it.
You know what, Kyle? I
Yeah.
learned Jingle Bees hates it.
Really?
Hates the new face.
I
I
think she should just hate Spider-Man.
I'm already used to it now.
I know.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
I'm fine. He looks more in line with the comics. I think he looked a little too cool with the original. I think maybe he's a little too handsome, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Hey now, Jingle Bee says. Yeah,
Probably to me.
we're talking about you. But did
Have you seen the how he looks in Billy? Have you seen how Peter looks in the new game? Let me just give you. I'm going to show you what he looks like.
So Peter, not Miles.
Yeah,
Jingle Bee says, I don't like the new Spider-Man face, though they massacred our boy.
so
Did they? What is it? So he's aged. What is
No,
the
so
difference?
what
so
happened-
they changed his facial structure completely.
For what reason?
The
Because
reason they gave
the Yuri Lowenthal, who voices and kind of mocaps some of the scenes, his face was hard to mocap with the original model because it didn't.
they had like different face shapes or
their
something.
face shapes. It made it to where like it didn't like
They had to
capture
go
right.
in
It
and
wasn't
hand
one
so they
Wow,
had
and
to
it was-
change the model to be a
look
little bit
like
more in
him.
line with him.
So
So
that,
that-
it looked
yeah.
more natural, and they had less post.
All right, so this
Production editing.
is
He looks like he bites people, Jingle Bee says.
bites people. I don't really know what that means, but
I'm assuming like he has like a big mouth, maybe.
so this is I'm trying to get like a good photo. They don't really have
I'm
good
imagining like
photos.
a guy with the mouth of Venom, just like that's how he smiles.
All right, so this is him kind of doing a little bit of a smirk. All right.
Is that the new one?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what he looks like in the game. Now let me show you what he used to look like. Oh, here's a better one. It shows the evolution of his face in the games.
Shows all of them.
You want me
No,
to pull
just
it up on?
originally.
As someone who didn't play, I don't even know if I can tell the difference.
You know what's funny
It
is
wouldn't even register.
my wife said the same thing. She's like, I don't.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't even see the difference. I'm like, what? What do you mean you don't see the difference?
I don't know if I can. That looks pretty. Yeah.
Pretty
I don't know.
identical to you.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I think?
amazing how faces, like sometimes, like you'll see somebody, don't they look exactly like? And then you mention that to somebody, and they're like, not at all. You know, and I feel like everybody identifies faces in their own way.
You know why I think I like it better now than in so in Spider-Man 2, the reason I appreciate his face model now versus how he looked
In the first one.
in the first
in
game
the remaster.
in the remaster is they actually beefed him up. He's got a thicker neck now.
Well, and
he's
they-
more like kind of like built.
And they
You
didn't
know?
have a lot of time when they updated the new face in the remastered. You can tell they didn't really take that much time to make it look like they did in 2. Like 2, he looks older. His face gets dirty. You know, it makes him look.
He looks. I think he also looks a
So
little
here,
bit.
I got it pulled up on stream.
Go
Yeah.
to the that one, because that shows the difference between the 3 games. So the left one is the first one, middle's remaster, right one is the
I don't think that's a very good
yeah, that's not the best
representation
one,
though.
the right one.
Look up Spider-Man 2 Peter Parker, just without the whole evolution thing.
Yeah, because in remastered he looks a little babyish.
He looks too young. I think
Yeah.
that was my main problem, and so they aged him up a bit. That's still from remaster. So this, click on this. On the right, that's what he looks like now.
Yeah,
He kind of just looks like he's bulked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they did. They kind of bulked him up a bit, and that simple, like, just kind of body bulking, if you will, makes him look older. Because he's supposed to be in the game, he's supposed to be 25.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's not a 25-year.
well there he was 23,
2.
24.
That was like a little bit of a flashback. But he's been Spider-Man at this point. He's been Spider-Man for like 8-9 years.
Yeah.
So he's a little bit more of a veteran, if you will, at the position. Miles is the one that's like 17.
Tom Holland level.
Yeah, he's like Tom Holland level Spider-Man before No Way Home. This is like Spider-Man like after No Way Home.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
He's definitely
He's
coming to his
used to
own.
being Spider-Man.
Yeah, what I love about this Spider-Man is it really showcases how intelligent he is. And he doesn't have to rely on anyone. He's the one that built all his tech. He's the one that he's not just wearing Tony Stark's
Yeah,
stuff
suit.
and he's not relying on Tony Stark and
Does
he's
he have to
just a
craft his own web?
Yeah, he crafts his own
Yeah.
stuff. He is very much not a team member of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Even though like other heroes exist in this universe, he's his own man. And he does his own thing. And you would probably like this version of Spider-Man because he's way past all that like high school drama.
Yeah.
He's an adult. He's an adult Spider-Man.
Well, I did play the PC version of this game, and I do have to admit it sucks because it hasn't come out yet.
I thought you were talking about the
The
2018 one.
You both were like, wait.
I was like, you didn't say this shit to me.
We asked you.
We asked.
I bootlegged it, and I run a PS5 emulator. I have all the processing power in the world. Dude, I don't even think PS3 emulators are really out yet. Like, that's how it's so hard to emulate hardware and software. It requires so much it requires so much processing overhead. And I don't even think PS3 and the architecture gets a little weird with PS3s. I don't think that like PS2s you could pretty much run on your I think you could run on your phone easily emulators, but PS3 I don't think we're there yet. I haven't seen one in a few years. But did you guys ever get into emulators on your phones or getting into that kind of stuff?
No.
Playing the older games? No.
I did play all of Knights of the Old Republic on my phone.
Did you emulate that?
No, I'm just saying. But like,
Did they make a app? Like, how did
I think
you?
it was like $10.
Oh,
the App
okay.
Store.
So they did like a remaster.
Aspire, it wasn't remaster, it was just a port.
What are
But
they?
Aspire Media ported it to the phone.
That's pretty amazing.
And it works pretty good once you get used to like the whole touch screen controls aspect of it. But I beat it like actually like 4 times on my phone.
Oh my
That's
god.
awesome.
Yeah.
I've been phone gaming.
25-hour playthroughs every single time too.
I've been phone gaming a little bit here in the last week or so. I downloaded Diablo Immortal and
Did you?
Hearthstone. Diablo Immortal, I'm pretty impressed with on mobile at least. It's like mildly fun. It's not like I don't feel like I'm gaming. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, really getting a lot out of it. It's still quirky to me.
I
but
don't
it's
know
really
the last.
polished.
I haven't really played games on my phone in a long time.
I'm tired of like browsing Reddit and Twitter.
I play Wordle.
I play Wordle every day.
I always get every day. I want to keep my streak going.
Nice.
But that's about it.
Yeah, I play Wordle too, but I wanted like a strategy game like Hearthstone because I had always seen Hearthstone. I used to watch some
play
streams
Snap.
of it. I'm thinking about maybe picking up that one and
Marvel
trying that one
Snap's
out.
really good.
I can't really get for whatever reason I can't really get into to Hearthstone. It's like I play 1 or 2 games and I'm kind of just like
should
You
play
normally like card.
I know.
Well,
and I
that's
don't
like
know.
card games, but like strategy.
You should do
I don't know
Snap
what it
because
is.
it's fast. The game is just like 2 minutes.
Is there immense strategy to it or yeah?
Yeah, you build your deck. You have your certain layout. It's pretty fun.
I might have to check that out. Hearthstone is very strategic as well, but I don't know. Obviously, I don't know shit about it. I played like 12 matches, but it's not drawing me in like I thought it would. Because I used to watch it on stream and it was kind of interesting, but that was like we're talking almost maybe even a decade ago. I don't know when Hearthstone had to come out, like in 20. When did Hearthstone come out actually?
At least 10 years ago.
Let me see. Was it 2014? I was gonna say 2014.
Almost 10
I
years
used to
ago.
watch it around that time, and I was always intrigued by it, but I never picked it up. And it's just not, at least on the phone. I don't know if there's any difference between the phone and the desktop version, but anyway, I've been getting into weirdly because I have this folding phone and I got this big old screen, and I'm like, I should be gaming on this
Just
thing.
use it. Yeah.
So I love Geometry Dash.
I did too,
impossible
but I
game.
beat everything.
I know.
And there's nothing left to.
So I downloaded it again, and they have like a couple new things. I don't know if they're new levels, but there's like new gimmicks on it, and it's nothing will ever beat Impossible game.
It's straightforward.
Just
basic.
super like, can you jump over things? There's like one mechanic, and I like that. Geometry Dash
Flappy
tries
Bird?
to do too much.
I never liked Flappy Bird. That just wasn't fun to me. Just tapping the screen to stay afloat.
Do you guys remember how much phones were going for if you had that app downloaded after the guy took it off the?
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. And then like 5 billion generic versions of that game came out. And there's no point because people were so obsessed with.
It's already
that app,
remade.
but I used to really like Jetpack Joyride. That was fun
That was a good.
for a
One.
while. I played Subway Surfers a little bit, but like shorts and TikTok has like ruined that for me because there's all these like
Videos where they're running.
yeah, where that's just in the background. Subway Surfers for whatever reason.
It's because it
that like
keeps your
Temple Run?
attention.
It's like one of those like endless runner games
Yeah.
where you gotta like just see how long you can go type of thing.
I play a Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle.
No.
It's pretty fun.
I have
It's
a
like
coworker
match
that
game.
always plays Call of Duty Mobile, and I'm like, that doesn't even seem that fun.
Dude,
But
people dock it and like will use controllers and stuff, and like
yeah, he's got that fold like you do,
yeah.
and he plays on that. He's like,
Beat Star. Jingle Bee says, I got obsessed with Beat Star.
I don't know if I'm assuming it's similar to like
rhythm
any.
game.
Yeah. I never
It's like Guitar Hero, but with your fingers.
see. I'm weird. I always mute all my apps.
dude, sorry, back to Spider-Man now. How fucking random was it that it turned into a rhythm game for a second?
I know. There's a whole DJ section.
Yeah, like Miles, he wants to be a DJ. That's like his thing. And Mysterio has this like kind of like carnival where
He
you go
wants
into
to
it.
be a DJ. He's already Spider-Man.
Yeah, but you don't make money.
Well, that like
And that's
his,
not fulfilling. That's just
he's passionate about
his
music.
duty. He's passionate about. He wants a scholarship on like music theory or something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
But like that wasn't. He didn't. I'm sure he likes being Spider-Man, but like that's not. Just because you are something that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that's what your dream is.
That's the whole thing of Spider-Man is fighting with what you want versus what Spider-Man is.
especially Peter.
Mm-hmm.
He's always dealing with that. But anyways, so he
'Cause he
goes
wanted to be
into
a
this
wrestler.
like
I'm just
forget the part where that's my problem. It turns into a rhythm game because Mysterio has this like carnival ride where like go in and like become your reality or like whatever you want, your heart's desire, and he goes into it and he turns into a DJ and then you gotta like play this like rhythm thing and then it like breaks down and turns into a fight. But like it was so random. I'm like, oh, I'm playing like DJ Hero now all of a sudden.
I was sad that I haven't run into it again.
I know. I was like, why isn't this just a mini game I could do at
I
any
know.
time?
Is
Like,
it part of the main missions?
Yeah,
it was one
It's
of the
not
main
even a side-
quests. So.
Oh, they should totally have that turned on.
I know. I know you can unlock the suit.
My only minor complaint with the game so far is a lot of the mini games are kind of boring.
Yeah, I would say I don't like that they didn't really innovate on like side content.
Yeah, like I don't find like the whole he's doing science and you're just like
puzzle.
connecting pieces like puzzle pieces.
I think this is better than the last one.
yeah, it probably is, but it's still not like it's still to me whenever that happens, it's like
Gimmicky.
I'm just getting through it to get to the good part.
When
you
will
know?
they ever figure out like a fun way of doing those kinds of things?
The best mini game for any game I've ever played has always been Gwent in Witcher. That's actually
That's
fun.
actually like a whole game on itself.
Yeah.
But like, if you're mixing chemicals or something, wouldn't it be kind of fun? Maybe this is just super nerdy and stupid, but wouldn't it kind of be
actually
fun to
do the math.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, wouldn't it be kind of fun to have like a little math mini? And then there's a setting, just like I think this existed in Ratchet and Clank, where you could just skip once you started it, you could skip it, or you could toggle in the menu at any time, like, hey, turn it off, or whatever, just autoplay, or maybe it changes the type of mini game. But something that was kind of fun that made you actually like think and engage with the content, other than line this line up with this one and oh you pat, like that comes old so fast. But if it's something that's actually engaging you to think and process like that, I feel like that's a no-brainer.
One of my favorite, like, kind of silly lines.
Victory
from,
says she enjoyed the science mini games.
she loves puzzles. You know,
I mean, I don't hate them.
But were they actually puzzle the way you described
It's
it? I
a
made
puzzle.
think. Okay, so it is so there is.
it's not like
some-
it's just mindless. Like you actually have to think about how it lines up, and it's kind of hard to explain. But like you have to get so many like elements or whatever, and then they can only connect in certain ways to create something. You know,
I like the one with the cellular where you have to think about which one you delete because it deletes the ones
Yeah.
around it.
so it's kind of it is kind of fun. But like you know, when I play a Spider-Man game, I want to
I'm a Spider-Man.
You know what I mean? But one of my favorite like lines in the first game that's just like really like when you say it, it's like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. But then you think about it and you're like, wait, what? Doc Ock, who isn't Doc Ock at the time, he's just Peter's boss.
Otto Octavius.
Otto Octavius. He's like talking about Peter and he's like, Peter has a mind for gorilla science like no one I've ever met. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, gorilla science? Like, wait a minute. Why doesn't he just say, you know, he's smart? Why is he saying gorilla science?
Smart on the fly.
Like, because he's very like, I guess his approach to science is very mechanical. And so that they use gorilla science as like a term for that. But like, first time I heard that, I was like, that just like an excuse to say gorilla science. Because I mean, maybe I'm not the smartest guy around. Maybe that's a term that's used very frequently, but it just doesn't sound like.
It sounds like underground science, like the,
Yeah.
I don't know.
What I've always wondered, especially
Rogue
with this
science.
game, Kyle, why? Now I get it. I understand that like maybe these weren't fun, but I thought they were a fun mixture. In Spider-Man 2, do you remember the balloon? You could get the balloon, and then you had to deliver pizza.
Yeah.
Why aren't these? Why isn't that a possible mini game? All the crimes that you do is beat the shit out of people, and that's it.
Yeah. Like,
Take somebody to the ambulance.
every now and then you got to save somebody, but it's like, oh, look at them. Look at those people. They're all standing there up to no good. Spider-Man comes in, beats the fuck out of everyone, destroys them. And it's like Spider-Man, you know, he doesn't kill if he can help it. Yet he maims people for life. Like,
But like in Spider-Man 2, There was so the things where the balloon, a kid would lose a balloon, and it was a fun game to like try and grab it. You had to like race up a building, try and get it before it got too high. There was you had to deliver pizza. There was people on scaffoldings, and they'd fall, and you'd have to like get to them before they fell.
It's much more friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, if you will. That's always the part that, I mean, they showcased it a little bit in some of the movies and a little bit in the games, but like Spider-Man has always been like the people's hero in New York. Like he is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
He'll grab your balloon for a kid.
Like he'll rescue a cat out of a tree.
Yeah.
Like and he'll also save the city, but
Yeah.
he treats every
Issue at the
every
same
issue
level.
with the same amount of respect.
What about technologically speaking? How did this game perform for you guys? Like, I know it was a showcase again of PS5's performance, and I know they tried to bring to light some new features, ray tracing, stuff like that. Did you guys get a lot out of the ray tracing? I understood that the performance of ray tracing was it hit pretty hard. So there was a couple different modes. You could do performance mode or fidelity and
Ray
just curious if
tracing
you guys checked it out.
existed in even the performance mode. I'll tell you right now, ray tracing and things like that are always cool for like 10 minutes. And then after that, I don't even notice anymore. That's not why I play a game. I'm not like, oh my God, my reflection, it's everywhere. You know, like technical aspects of games are cool. I can appreciate them, but like that's never been why I play a game.
Yeah.
So after like 10 minutes of playing, I didn't notice, other than that it looks good, I wasn't like noticing
Which mode did you play on?
performance.
Same.
I also looked at it on fidelity too, but
Was
like
it enough of a bump?
not to justify losing the 60 frames.
Yeah.
You know,
Because it was 25, right? If you did fidelity,
30.
30.
Yeah, but I will say that's the only performance thing that I am just like really spoiled by now, that I feel so
Loading screens.
sluggish, is loading. Like the fact that you can go from a completely turned off PS5 and be playing the game within like a minute is insane. The fast travel is insane.
You hit fast. You can choose fast travel anywhere. First off, anywhere in the map, press it, goes black. You're there, and I'm like,
Literally, you'll be in the start menu and you click on your load,
start game.
and it like will go shoo, and you're just swinging and you're playing. There is no load screen. It's insane. Like I've never played a game where it's just that quick. Like, and now I'll play other games and I'm like looking at that bar and you're like, oh fuck, it's so slow.
I wonder why they're so good at, like, what makes this game so great at? Is the world smaller where they
No, it's got all of New York and Queens. It's like big.
so like what's holding games back from
I think the fact that they are working and they optimize their game for one console. You
Yeah.
don't have to
PS5.
worry about optimizing it across 3 different types of, hardware. It's all that. So they can build their entire game to function well on one thing.
Well, and they did whatever they did with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. That really helped them because you went between a whole nother world without loading when you went in the rifts. Like it does that in this game too, but they have a certain technology.
whatever they figured out.
Yeah, they figured out something to where it just
Maybe
loads
Insomniac's got something that they haven't.
proprietary technology.
Yeah, like I mean, it's possible
Yeah.
they got something they don't want to release yet, but their games are fucking quick.
And they look good. I mean, it's a good looking game. The faces, yes, they changed them. But
Not that much though.
they look
The only thing they did to MJ is they changed her haircut, and like it's just not as pretty of a haircut. And
they
everyone's
did her
like,
chin.
"Did they?"
Yeah.
It looks the same to me.
They did something with her jaw.
I think it's just the haircut making you think.
Yeah, you
that
can pull it up,
her hair's down now.
Billy.
Okay.
Pull it up. Pull it up, Billy.
I do think that this Mary Jane is she's cool, but she's not
There you go.
So
she's not my
This is-
favorite version of MJ. She's miles better than Kirsten Dunst, but or Kristen Dunst.
this is first game.
That's first game,
That's
second
second
game.
game. I think yes, it might be slightly different, but I think the hairstyle is what's
Something with
making
her
it look
eyes.
way.
First game, second game.
No,
Second game, first game.
Second game.
That's what, I'm sorry. That's what I meant.
What do you think, Billy, as an outside observer?
To me, the whole facial structure looks different from first to second game.
I don't
know
see
what
it.
is.
I think that
Like her cheeks look much more.
Peter looks
longer?
so much different, and you were like, that looks the same.
Yeah, I didn't get
But-
much from Peter, but to me, I see like her facial structure is a lot different. Like she has more narrow cheeks, and her lips don't look as pronounced. She also.
I
looks-
actually think she looks better in the second game. In this photo, she looks better in the second game than she does in the first, which is not my
take when you play the
actual
game.
opinion. I
Uh-huh.
think that she looks better in the first game than the
Yeah.
second game. But this photo specifically, I don't know why she just looks better in the second game there. Black Cat though.
Black Cat. Well, and it's funny. So, Mary Jane is voiced by Abby, the same girl that does Abby, and then Black Cat's Ellie,
Yeah.
and you can hear it. I heard it more in this game than I did in the first game. Ellie. But
Is Black Cat? She wasn't in the first game.
she is in this one.
They changed her voice actors.
They must have.
Bummer.
Because it sounded like Ellie.
Spider-Man.
Felicia, Black Cat's voice actor.
What, Felicia Hardy,
Yeah.
Felicia.
Felicia. Oh, Laura Bailey does Mary Jane. Did she does Mary Jane in the first game?
Yeah.
Felicia.
I didn't know Laura Bailey did Mary Jane in the first game.
Uh-huh.
Felicia Navidad.
Scroll down.
Probably
And,
What
not.
do I
no, portrayed by. Hit that, Erica. No, that's not Ellie. Hit no.
Where?
Portrayed behind the scenes. Yeah. That one? Is that the voice actor?
Yeah, that's the chick that voices her in the first game.
Second game, it sounds so much like Ellie.
I
I'm
don't.
gonna be mad if it's not.
I don't think it is, man. Yeah, no, it's Erica Lindbeck in the second game too.
In the second game?
Yeah.
Well, she could replace Ellie.
Wait a minute.
I just mean if they ever need a replacement, she could do it. Cause I was convinced.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that at all.
No,
No, I didn't even.
she's only in that one mission. And I was
Ashley
like,
Johnson.
That's Ellie. I guess not. Well, I was wrong. But
I
there's
guess
Take
some,
note, everybody.
I
Dylan
can-
was wrong and
Yep.
admitted it. What a good man.
I can kind of see it though, I guess, because she's got kind of that, I don't know, whisper voice, if that makes sense. You know what I'm trying to say?
So there's some pretty cool missions in this one, Billy. There's a Doctor Strange one where you're swinging through portals.
Yeah.
Is Doctor Strange in the game?
No, Black Cat steals an artifact from him, and it's like a portal artifact. And then she goes to Paris or whatever to be with her girlfriend, I guess. And Miles has it, and then it disappears, and then in it is a note that's I forget what it says, but
Wong. He's like, we
Wong
just
is
got back
like,
from Nepal.
sorry, we just got back from Nepal. Basically, like we're taking our thing back, and it said Wong on it, like so.
Interesting. Just
Yeah.
like a little nod for whatever reason.
They're
Yeah, it's like a little
painting
cameo.
the Fantastic Four tower. Like they're painting the four on it. They have the
Yep.
Avengers tower. So they could build
I want an
a universe.
Insomniac verse.
I think that we got
They're making the
Wolverine.
Wolverine game coming out, so they've already, and then they teased Captain America because there was people playing frisbee with the Captain
Oh,
America
true.
frisbee.
You
back
get
and
the
forth.
as Miles, you get a Black Panther suit,
You get a Moon Knight suit,
Moon Knight suit.
like an Ant-Man suit.
There's a Wolverine outfit for Miles,
Is there?
which is weird. I don't know why he has that, but
I haven't really been a fan of any of the original suits, especially like I don't know. They just look a little too.
what do you
crazy
have you
for me.
seen the new one? The new official for Miles?
Yeah,
It's getting so much hate, and I don't get it. I like it.
with his hair sticking
Yeah,
out.
I
That's my
don't-
only problem.
That's your problem. Well,
I don't like that the suit that Miles wears now. It's a full suit, but like the top of his head is exposed, so his hair it's like sticking out of the suit, and it's weird to me. I don't like it.
That's super weird. So anybody could just pull it.
I just want Spider-Man. You know, I just want him in a onesie. You know, and I just want him covered head to toe. Just
You're traditional. Man.
classic. You know, I always first thing I do every time I play Spider-Man is unless I'm wearing the Scarlet Spider suit, I'm wearing classic Spider-Man suit. That's it.
Even when
Like-
you're symbiote, Peter?
Well, that's a little different, but generally, yeah, I'm wearing the
I do love that classic one.
just the blue and red. You know,
I like the black and red version.
You know what one I was actually rocking for a little bit is the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit. I like that one a lot.
That one's good.
That one's pretty good.
Talking about suits real quick, Kyle, do you know what the last suit you unlock is?
Yeah, the anti-venom suit.
No, like the last suit level wise.
No, what? Which one?
It's the Inside Out suit from.
Oh, I saw that. That doesn't
I hate that.
excite me. And then
That's the final. Like you've leveled up all the way you possibly can. Here's that Inside Out suit from
No Way Home.
Marvel's. You know the movie where he has the suit like with the wires, and it's like inside out in black and gold.
No.
No, well, anyways, it's a Tom Holland suit.
he
And that's-
blocked that movie out of
Yeah.
his mind.
Probably.
Spider-Man.
That's the final one you get as Peter, whereas Miles gets like these cool Venom looking ones.
Yeah.
Peter just gets another movie suit.
Oh, so you're sounding like one of those fans now.
I am.
Wow. More
Wow.
movie.
Wow.
You don't remember that?
Is this what am I looking at?
What am I looking at here?
This is from the movie you said?
Yeah,
From No Way Home.
No Way Home. I do. Did you? What level are you, Kyle? I'm guessing you're not that high.
Oh, I don't know, like 12 or something like that.
At level 50 is when you get the classic symbiote suit, the smooth black.
Good.
I do like that one.
That's the best version.
Yeah, that one.
You don't remember?
Yeah, it's back now. It's back now. I don't know what happened.
You don't
But here we are.
know.
You're going the wrong way.
Turn around.
I think about that way too often.
Really?
But I
You
think
didn't
the audio
even play
cut out
the
an
game.
opportune time because when you guys start talking about outfits in a game that nobody really gives a shit about, I mean,
Wow.
I think it's time to move on anyway.
Just because
Well-
we didn't say Diablo 4 was one of the greatest
Yeah.
games of all time.
Well, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I never claimed it that. I said it might be
See
if
how
it
quick he
continues
gets
this.
defensive when we attack one of his favorites?
Oi.
Just saying. Just saying.
Diablo 4's Season 2, Season of Blood is out, and I
Cool.
haven't... What? Go ahead.
Let's do our just final number score.
They have
then we'll
another
move on.
Spider-Man suit that they want to talk
we
about.
got to do our final number score on it. What do you think, Kyle?
Story wise, it's 10 out of 10. Gameplay wise, it's like a 9 out of 10.
What's it missing?
What?
What's it missing?
I think that the only reason that I don't put the gameplay at 10 out of 10 is because of all of the, for me personally, when it forces you to do things not as Spider-Man.
They make you play Mary Jane a lot.
They make you play as Mary Jane. They make you play, like, there's like flashbacks, which is cool for the story, but like playing as like young Peter wasn't really that exciting to me.
Because it feels like you
Yeah.
get chained down. You're used to being Spider-Man and being like, you can fucking zoom across the map super fast. And then all of a sudden you're Mary Jane who has to fucking run and take a bike. So I get it. I would agree with Kyle. I'd say
Other
story-wise,
games do that better because then, like in Witcher, you play as Ciri, and Ciri's like OP,
yeah.
and then you go back to being Geralt, and you're like, oh, okay. They like flip it, so that they like crank you
You're
like
like,
10.
this could be you.
Yeah.
They
But
did
like-
that in Cyberpunk too with Johnny.
When you play though as Spider-Man, and just the traversal in itself is just like the best in any game I've ever played. Like it's so fucking free, and they thought about things that you never even thought about before. Like you're in the wingsuit, and I'm trying to go from Queens to New York, and I'm like, oh, running out of juice, and I get low to the water, and then he just starts skimming on the water because he's going so fast he can just stand on the water, and then you can bounce up and get speed again, and it's just like stuff like that. You never you don't think about that, and they thought about it. Like, how do we make getting from point
Fun.
A to point B as fun as possible?
Yeah.
And that's what
Not
they do.
a role play. We don't need an RP, walking there.
Yeah, I would agree with Kyle. I would change the gameplay gripe to be about the side content. I do think some of it is good, like the Yuri mission, and but I felt like there should be more. Especially you already had, I don't know, this is just my opinion. Like they already had the rest of the game. They did all the hard work in the first game, and I was expecting it to be like, here's all these side missions since we already have the building blocks of this game, but it just felt like the first game again, side mission wise. And so,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my only thing that would bring it down to that 9. But I'd agree.
Okay.
Now we can move on to
Bucket of Blood.
Bucket of Blood,
Season of Blood.
Season of Blood.
Season of Blood.
And I have not played it myself, but I think I might really get into it. From all intent, like I've watched a few build guides, I've
New
watched
classes?
a few, no, nothing like that. But it seemingly feels like they fixed a lot, like all of the core asks that plagued this game at launch, resistances, things like that. And they made a lot of quality of life changes, and I feel like the community is really happy with where the balance is of the game. And so I watched a few like Sorcerer build guides that seemed kind of interesting and fun, and I was like, hey, I might get into this. It's actually one of the reasons why I downloaded Diablo Immortal, which is funny because I didn't want to play on my computer. I just wanted to kind of go on my phone and have something passively. But it was interesting to see that Diablo 4 seemingly is in a pretty decent spot. Now they just need to sort of get back their player base that they lost at launch. And
Do you think they'll be able to without like a big expansion
no,
or something?
well, that's the complaint because that's how they're going to generate additional revenue is to sell you expansions. And so people are kind of upset about that because is that really going to bring back player? I think if they introduce new classes, it'll bring people back. I think that's sort of the goal here.
It's me.
They need Paladin.
Not Paladin, just something else.
Mm.
I would love a Blood Knight or Demon Knight or something
fun.
Something fun.
I don't think there's really anything that would get me to play it again.
No.
Not
Yeah,
a new story.
I they had better romance options.
Yeah.
Feels like Baldur's Gate.
I fucking love Baldur's Gate.
Did you ever finish it?
I did finally. Well, not finally, like a while ago. But I don't look at it negatively in any way. I had a good time when I played it, and I definitely got my money's worth. But it's just not one of those things that like keeps me coming back again and again. Like I felt pretty much okay after I beat the main story.
Well, let me ask you guys this. This is something actually I've been meaning to bring up because it's officially official now. Blizzard, Activision, and Microsoft are now one.
Yep.
So they've fully completed that merger. What do
If
they
I'm
need
Blizzard, you're Activision, you're Microsoft. We are now one.
to do? We are now one. We make up
Okay.
the KD ratio. Let's do the way.
This is so not
Cringe.
even.
So cringe. That was your
So
idea.
bad.
Kyle.
That was
That
not.
was
You're the
so-
one that.
No.
was-
His extroverted ass always pushing us to do things out of
He's
our
the one that
comfort
grabbed
zone.
us. He's the one that started
Uh-huh.
shimmying.
I was the one that did it first.
No, it was all him.
Oh yeah, it was all
It was all him.
Yeah, just go with the flow, baby.
dorks.
Um,
Jimmy says.
Obviously, Sony has their knockout, proprietary. What do they call those? I'm literally blanking on that.
Exclusives?
Exclusive. Thank you. Exclusives to their platform. They're some of the best in the game, up there with Nintendo and stuff. And Nintendo's probably like the example of Sony, but worse. And what do you think? What do you think this merger means for like games as a whole? Do you think Blizzard makes a comeback from sort of their where they were historically, or do we see just them folding into Microsoft's portfolio and then them just milking it for like things like World of Warcraft or just, what do they do with StarCraft? Do they do anything with Hearthstone, Overwatch? Like what happens to these titles? What do you think what do you think happened with the studio? Do they just move to an exclusive model? I don't think that's the Microsoft way. I think Microsoft is way more open to.
Call of Duty already said that they're not going exclusive.
Yeah,
just because they are now owned.
I think that makes complete sense.
Because Microsoft has said we want to make money.
You make more money taking a big chunk of that pie and still releasing it on all versions.
Yeah, I wish Sony was wrapped their heads around that, but here we are.
They're getting there because they aren't making Bungie stay exclusive.
Well, and
they just bought Bungie out, and they're now releasing all their first party titles.
Rift Apart, 2 years later came out, or 18 months or something like that, came out on PC, and it was a decent port. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see. I want to see more competition across the space.
I have a feeling. My gut feeling to the merger is that absolutely nothing's going to change.
Not for better or for worse, just nothing.
Yeah, it's going to be the exact same Blizzard. Exact same Microsoft.
I think so. I don't know. We'll see. I think that they will release some exclusives, but I don't think any of their big titles are going to do anything revolutionary or change or anything. I'm not too. I don't see how this really affects gaming too much, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know somebody watching now. Victory is a big fan of Overwatch.
Man,
are you in any way concerned about this merger?
They've already shit on, pissed on, and stabbed Overwatch. I can
tell you right now.
They've already stabbed their entire player base.
Thank you. Sorry, I sneezed.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Jinglebees said, "Bless you" before you guys did.
Wow.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
I 100%. Let's check the tape.
You might have.
100%.
I don't think you did.
Always 2 versus 1.
Even if you go back and
get it over here.
If you go back and show the proof that you said it, I'm not going to believe you. You've doctored
What's the
this.
time
Doctored that somehow.
All right, 47 minutes. We'll go back and check the tape.
I can tell you right now, I don't think that Victory is keeping up to date on the
Still
news.
disappointed that the second one didn't make it. I'm not sure how it will really impact Overwatch, if at all. It'd just be interesting to see how does Microsoft really step it up in a big way, and because Blizzard's gone through layoffs, they've obviously gone through a massive culture change. Bobby Kay is stepping down as CEO, and he sold the company and he's walking away. So do they steer into the Blizzard fame and title and say, hey, we're going to make it, build it back up, invest a bunch of assets, and the games that you have as a live service platform, we're going to pump a bunch of assets into and make you guys the best? Or do they milk it? I don't really know. I don't know. I think Blizzard putting their name on anything, obviously is going to have nostalgia factor, and they have an enormous player base. It's just that's how it is. But I'll be curious to see what they do in terms of World of Warcraft, Game Pass. Do they if you have Game Pass, do you get to play World of Warcraft for free?
Pass?
Yeah, I could be talking out of my ass here, but I don't think that they'll ever really recover with how much of a hit that they've taken in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's ever gonna be. Could be totally wrong. They announced a World of Warcraft 2 or some shit, but I just don't think that Blizzard ever really finds a route to being as successful as they once were.
Well, yeah, and I feel like everything that is supposed to be successful is exciting when you first hear about it, but then the hype around it starts to just plummet as soon as they talk about features or stuff that and it's they don't understand what their fans want.
Let's talk about the cash shop.
Yeah. You guys not have phones?
We're gonna have they'll never.
Oh,
that'll never.
I still crack up about that.
Even just all the stuff that was going on, their culture. You know,
sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment was rampant. It's hard to recover from that. At least with Bethesda, They're just like
They're just lazy.
they're just lazy, but they're not doing half the shit that that Blizzard has done.
Well, you know, they honestly could take a lot of the personnel assets. Now, I'm sure that most of that company is not. I mean, people have moved on to other studios.
Yeah, of course.
So I wonder if maybe their ultimate goal of piecing this all together is taking those assets and maybe turning more into like a publishing studio, kind of like what Sony is to all their developers, right? Where they say, "Here's the game that we want to create. This is the world. Then you guys go and execute on it, and then we can see a lot more." "Quote unquote" indie studios sort of get an opportunity to make a AAA game with like serious funding and budget, and you can have that sort of classical influence, and you're not. Maybe that's sort of the way that they're going, but obviously they wouldn't be developing like for exclusive. So I think it's clouded in terms of what they're going to get, or what we're going to get, I guess, as gamers. But I feel like this year has been pretty good for releases
Oh yeah, we've
compared
had
to years past.
we've had like multiple Game of the Year candidates.
We've had like a good couple of years, to be honest.
But like this year specifically, at least in these few months, we've had some really good
Big
ones.
releases.
We had Tears of the Kingdom,
Yep.
Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But even like, last year,
God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring.
God of War, Elden Ring.
Was Elden Ring last year?
Or was that 2 years ago now? Has it already been 2 years?
No.
No. Yeah, it's been 2 years.
Holy shit.
Oh no. Oh,
That's
no.
crazy. When did Elden Ring release?
No.
No, it's been 1 year. It's going to be 2 years.
gonna be
It's
2 years.
In
coming up
February.
soon.
That's wild.
Man.
Yeah, so I don't know. I do think this year, was pretty damn good.
What wins Game of the Year?
I still
This is
think
pretty much everything that's going to come out, right?
there's always been kind of a Nintendo bias, so I think it's probably still going to be Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. I
But-
think Baldur's Gate is going to give it good competition. As much as I love Spider-Man, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
It didn't feel like God of War. I know that I'm
They didn't
biased.
reinvent the wheel enough.
Yeah, well,
just-
God of War just was
They
like
stuck to their
"Fuck,
formula.
That was, I mean,
Hmm.
Alan Wake is still going to come out. I'm looking forward to that. I don't even know if that would be like something that could do Game of the Year, but I guess it just depends. Because that's the only other big one I can think of coming out right now.
I honestly think Baldur's Gate might win it.
I think it has it. It's going to put Tears of the Kingdom. Like it's going to be a tight race
I
between those two.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
trying
like
to remember what games. I mean, Baldur's Gate, Tears of the Kingdom.
Diablo. That came out this year, though, right?
Just how you said it made me laugh.
What?
You're like Diablo.
Okay. Well, that's a huge game to be released. I mean, they only
Yeah.
come out with one of those
Diablo
every
4.
10 years, so.
I don't see it,
N-
but it might get nominated. I probably
It will get
definitely
nominated, but I don't think it definitely doesn't win.
Let's see.
Cat 2. No, I'm just kidding. What was that one that remember
Cat.
that? Remember that game that Prey?
No, not Prey.
What was it?
Stray.
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 Did you say pussy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Pussycat.
Pussycat.
The game.
Pussycat Simulator.
Right.
No, like it was a heavy year for big time releases.
Oh, Final Fantasy 16 will probably be nominated.
That
Yep.
one was a good
I think
one.
we just came up with the entire list of nominations.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
No.
That one was.
I
good.
think it'll get nominated.
Yeah.
At least.
That one
They
was
only have
really
like what 5 or 6 games that get nominated for Game of the Year. Do they? Is it more than that?
Like 10.
Jedi.
Oh, Jedi Survivor.
good. I don't know about that one Game of the Year.
No, I think these will all
Oh.
get nominated for sure. I do think that it's going to come between Baldur's Gate, Tears
It's a
of the
pretty
Kingdom.
fat year.
I think Baldur's Gate, Tears of the Kingdom is
Yeah.
what it's going to really come.
And which
Up
one do
to.
you think wins?
I prefer Baldur's Gate, but I could see it going either way. I really did like Tears of the Kingdom,
I think.
but like it just for me, like Baldur's Gate, definitely. I know not so much you
Yeah.
guys, but for me, that game really hooked me. I loved it from beginning to end. I never wasn't having fun.
I was hooked like halfway through Act 2, but the combat and the RP stuff, like it started to weigh on me. Like the fact that I got to go collect camp supplies and then go and like rest and then do like a whole chat sim and I don't want to do that. I don't want to go like just give me a bedroll. Let me like I don't want to be able to. I don't want to have a fight. Go back to camp, refresh my spells, then go back to where I was, and then
If
continue.
you're better at the game, you wouldn't have to
Oh.
rest.
Chat.
You wouldn't have to rest after every fight.
If you're better at rolling.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
But like that's what I loved so much about the definitive edition of Divinity's Original Sin was
Definitive edition of
they
Divinity. There's a lot
dude,
of
DOS2 DE. That's like literally that was the abbreviation. But they had all those quality of life enhancements already baked into the game that you could just choose to have on. And I get why it's there if you want to exhaust all the dialogue and you want to romance every freaking chick that moves through your camp, sure.
and the guys.
And the guys, you gotta see how it goes. But I'm just like it's just not interesting to me.
I think
to
it's
do
just
that.
the exact opposite type of game that because it's like all story.
I do think
But if sorry, I want to close this because I know you're gonna you got something that you've been wanting to rip on, but I feel like I do like it, and I could really get into the combat, but it's all this other RP stuff that I feel like I'm almost spending more time, definitely spending more time, just doing like tedious thing that's not fun. Like
I'm gonna be honest with you.
spending supplies.
The
to,
combat is my least favorite part about Baldur's Gate. That's the part that it doesn't change. Like I play it specifically for the story
yeah.
and the relationships and the like the combat. Like I will do everything in my power to avoid fights in that game. Like and usually you can avoid most fights just by trying to think outside the box.
Passive, yeah.
And so, if I actively avoid trying to fight in Baldur's Gate, so I'm the exact opposite of you. Like that, I could care less about the fighting in that game. Like it's fun. It's like you got to strategize. You got to think about things. But like to me, it's more fun when
you talk your way out of it.
when you can charm your way out of something, or you can be like, well, let me try and sneak around the back, and it works. That's more fun to me. And I'm like, oh my god, that worked. Like
me go
that's more
invisible.
fun than
Yeah.
getting in an actual like. There's this whole boss fight where you're fighting one of the three big bads. It's the dude voiced by J.K. Simmons, where like he has a whole army of people waiting for you. And I fucking snuck around the side, lockpicked the door, and went directly to the boss. I didn't even fight any of his army because I was like, fuck that. Not doing that. And I love that aspect of the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Dylan.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that I do think it is Tears of the Kingdom. Even though I do really like Baldur's Gate, and I plan to go back and finish it here because there was Baldur's Gate and then Armored Core. I had started playing.
Oh, yeah,
before.
Armored Core this year.
I don't think that's gonna. I think
Not
it's
even
gonna,
nomination.
It's too niche, I
It's
think.
too niche. I love it. It's a great game, but I don't think it's gonna.
Not
it's
even a
too
nomination. Interesting. Okay.
It might get something like best soundtrack. One of those other categories.
It won't be nominated for Game of the Year,
No.
though. It might. What categories are there? I mean, there's
Best action adventure.
Yeah, they'll come out.
Yeah,
with
something.
But I do think Tears of the Kingdom because I feel like that's more mainstream as far as like accessible to the wider audience. So I think that'll be the winner.
Anybody
I mean-
can pick up Tears of the Kingdom and have a good time.
I would love for Baldur's Gate to win because I think Larian deserved it with all the features and stuff they put in, but I do think Tears of the Kingdom
They put
probably-
their heart and soul into it
Yeah.
too.
not to say Tears of the Kingdom didn't. I mean,
It's
but
Nintendo.
it's Nintendo.
Alright,
they
they're
got
fine.
they have a lot of money.
But
Larian, they're doing all right.
did they iterate enough on Breath of the Wild?
Or you can build anything.
Yeah, they changed.
They changed it enough to
Yeah,
where
I think so.
Yeah. That's so crazy. It feels like that came out so long ago.
Breath of the Wild came out in
Well,
2017.
No, I mean Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, with how many releases? I mean, all those games we just talked about came out after that. Tears of the Kingdom came out like maybe even February of this year, right? It was earlier.
After February.
Yeah, it came out shortly before Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of wild.
Which that even Diablo 4, that feels like
Diablo
a
came out in
lifetime ago.
June.
Mm-hmm.
I've packed in a lot of living into
Whole lot of life.
into this last like 4 or 5 months. So
March,
like
I think.
Diablo 4, when Diablo 4 came out, that really does feel like a year ago to me. That's crazy to think about. It
Yeah.
wasn't even that long ago.
A lot.
We were jamming.
Yeah. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
We're older now.
Almost wiser.
We're older
Almost
now
wiser.
since we just said we were older now. Oh, fuck. One of the craziest things.
I need a cane. I can't walk right anymore. I'm getting so old.
Jingleby said March for Tears of the Kingdom.
March, okay. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
right before I went on a leave of absence from my work. I do remember that because I didn't play it for like quite a while. Because
I do want to go back to Baldur's Gate though, and like once I'm done with Spider-Man, that's probably my next project.
Dude, we should play it
but
together.
Alan Wake.
You two can.
Yeah, we can.
I think you'd have a lot more fun too if we were all playing together.
100%.
Well, and they said they
It's
were going
always
to add
fun.
it, right? When that was
Yeah.
all going on, I found an article
Yeah.
where they said not right now, but in the future.
I'm thinking that that's not really on their like.
But they didn't.
Top list
thought I
of
sent an
priorities.
article where they said they were going. They were looking.
They
at
were looking at it, but they didn't say we're working on it. They said that's something we're looking into. That's business talk for not
not on the
something we're
roadmap.
doing right now.
But what I don't understand is they already have the cross play between like same platforms. So like, console and console can play with each other. But what I don't understand is how much more difficult is it just to add PC? Like all the functionalities there, you just add that
Well, Xbox
platform.
can't play with PlayStation.
Right. But what I mean is like same platform. Like PlayStation can play with PlayStation, Xbox can play with Xbox, PC can play with PC. You already have that like dual player configuration all figured out, or 4 players or whatever. How difficult is it to just sync across? Like it's not a game that really. You don't need all this like net code.
Considering
It doesn't need
crossplay-
latency. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Considering crossplay was
Sure.
first realized to be possible by an accident, makes me think that it's not too difficult to add. The first ever instance of crossplay was actually on Fortnite,
Yeah.
where a PlayStation user noticed somebody had a space in their name, and they were like, "What the hell? PlayStation, you can't separate. You can't have a space in their name." And then Fortnite was like, "Oh, this was an error. An Xbox player was accidentally playing with PlayStation players." And then once everyone realized that was possible, it was game over. Crossplay was everywhere. But like you can't tell me that if it happened by accident, then that it's that hard to implement. Like if it
Yeah.
could just happen by accident, then it's probably super
No shit.
easy.
That's what and like
Yeah.
you already have, like I was saying, like you already have the configuration down to where you guys could play on the same, like, so all those settings and how the game interacts, like it's already figured out. You're just including a new platform to be able to sync across it. I don't
Yeah,
know
look,
what the lift
well,
is.
IGN here. Technically, Fortnite was the first multi-console game to support cross-platform play, but it was enabled by error and against Sony's policies. So they just accidentally turned it on.
I wonder if that never happened because that was such a big deal, and then very quickly after they were like, it's here.
Well, a lot of people actually speculate that they did it on purpose.
I'm glad they fucking did. It was ridiculous. Now look how much better the gaming industry is because of it.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, gamers are more happy.
So, this is what Larian Director says about crossplay. So he says,
Fuck
it
you,
was
PC.
always in the planning.
They're like their PC is their main platform that they developed
Yeah.
for. Anyways.
It was always in the planning, but we knew it wouldn't be for launch. It's in the roadmap, and though we have an idea of when we'd like to get it ready for, we don't want to put a date on it until we're sure. So it's
2030.
yes, but I feel like that's better than we're
Definitive
looking at
edition.
it. It sounds more like we are going to do it, but it's further down the road.
I'd be willing to buy the game on PC just to play with you. That's how much I like the game.
I won't.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
I said I will not.
I know. Fuck you. Not a real friend.
Well,
He-
I just don't
a
have a
real
you were-
PC.
friend.
Even if you had one, you're such an anti-PC person.
He has one.
Yeah.
He has one. He acts like it's so third
But I'm
world.
with you. I'll always be with you, Dylan.
With me.
I'm with Dylan. But I'm with you too.
But sloppy seconds. That's how it feels.
We both start rubbing.
You know, we need
I
a fourth
am-
person on this podcast that's like a
That takes your side.
Giga Chad PC 5
Master
head.
Race.
Absolutely.
Chad PC.
I don't know. I think this is
Absolutely.
exactly right because you
No.
have like the confidence around PC for two people,
Yeah.
and we just, we don't.
Dylan, I would die for you, and I like you too. It's like,
You're pretty good.
Did you grow up on Xbox or PC? Or I mean PS5.
I grew up on PlayStation first.
If you grew up on Xbox, would you have made the switch because of how much you love Spider-Man?
Well, that's the thing is I was back and forth forever. So I did PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, then PS3, and then Xbox 1, and then PS4, and then Xbox Series X, and then PS5.
the only Xbox I was very heavy back and forth. I was always primarily been a PlayStation person. But like I played a lot of Xbox for like their exclusives. Like I really like Left 4 Dead and
360 era?
360 era had some of the best shit for sure. But I haven't bought any in the current generation. I haven't even bought like an Xbox Series X.
There's just
Because
not.
Series X,
can't-
One X, S,
I can't
X.
bring myself to buy something that hasn't had anything that like there's nothing on it that makes you want to buy it. Like I feel like PlayStation has way more like you need to own a PlayStation for this game type of thing.
I do like right now, the main use for my Xbox is it's like, oh, I don't have enough space on my PS5. I guess I'll get it on my
Get it on my
Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah. I
There is Game Pass, which Xbox has.
my first ever console was I was actually primarily PC for a long time. But my first ever console was a GameCube. Yeah.
GameCube was good.
We had Nintendo 64 growing up and a PlayStation 1, but those were like my brothers, and I just kind of played when he wasn't playing. But GameCube was actually my first console, like it was mine.
Mine.
Yeah, and I played a lot of late nights playing Smash Bros.
Super Mario Sunshine. You play that
Super
one?
Mario Sunshine. Funny story about Super Mario Sunshine is I didn't beat it for the longest time.
I didn't either. I don't think I beat it to this day.
I finally did beat it. So I got it when it came out in 2001,
Yeah.
something like that. So I got it. I never beat it, and I moved my family and I. My dad got a job in a town like hour and a half away from where we live, and so we moved out to what felt like at the time middle of bumfuck nowhere, and
Still is.
and I that's when I beat Super Mario Sunshine because I had nothing else to do, and it
Worst
was
summer of his life.
it was such a terrible summer for me. And looking back, it really wasn't that bad, but I was just depressed and hated everything. So I was 14 or something, 15. And I beat Mario Sunshine. And so it took me 10 years to finally beat that game. And I remember I texted Billy and I was like, I finally beat Mario Sunshine because I'm so bored out here.
Rough years, man.
Yeah, there was I remember I spent a whole month at Billy's house just so I didn't have to go home.
It's a good summer, and then we would stay there for I remember at least a week.
A
one
week
time.
at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get kicked off the golf course.
All the good stuff kids do.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good
Good
times.
times.
But
What
you
did-
weren't a part of that.
No, I wasn't.
Well,
What did you grow up with?
I wish you were though.
I was a
Always
hardcore PC player.
Always?
I started on
PS2 first. Well, no, you had
N64.
you actually had a Super Nintendo and then a Nintendo 64.
Well, I think the Super Nintendo was maybe my grandma's, but
Oh, okay.
The Nintendo 64 was like the first one that I think I like really enjoyed. That was like it was mind blowing how much fun that game was. It was like the perfect have
Which
your
game?
couple friends over
Console
a Mario
No.
Kart,
Mario Kart.
and there
and
was like
Smash Bros.
and Smash Bros.
The OG Smash Bros.
But like the Mario Karts, they weren't all races. I remember one. I don't even remember. Maybe this wasn't Mario Kart, but there was a game.
Party?
Well, no, it was like you would have to like throw shells at each other, and it was like almost like a battle arena, and it was
Yeah, I know what you're talking. I forget the
Is
game
that
was
Mario
called.
Kart? That's
No,
not.
it wasn't Mario Kart. It was
But it
some
was-
Mario Party game. It wasn't Mario Party, but it was
some
like a
type-
4-player game.
Yeah.
where like
You had to
would-
like stay
you
on,
would throw
and-
stuff at
yeah.
each other, and you had like couldn't get knocked off
Huh.
this thing.
and there was like maybe an objective or something to do. Yeah, it was like weird mini games like that. And that was like the best. And then we had a PlayStation 2, and
Yeah,
that
okay.
was
Jinglebee says it was Mario.
it
Kart.
was Mario Kart.
So
okay,
maybe it was.
definitely okay. So then we had the PlayStation 2, which is my all-time favorite console ever. Crash Bandicoot. We had a ton of PlayStation 1 games. Frickin' Guitar Hero. All the good stuff. We had all these like adapters where you can have like 8 controllers plugged in at once, and we would play PGA Tour like
On
2004
PS
or whatever.
PS2,
My God, we played the hell out of this golf game.
and we were all in the closet, and I mean that literally. At one point, I don't know why,
Oh, I know why. It was just fucking awesome.
he set up his TV and his PS2 in his closet, which wasn't
That's
a big
no bigger
closet.
than this closet.
It was a small
It was
closet.
literally that closet.
And we were all like
It was the
playing
coolest
in
shit.
his closet, and we thought it was like this cool club hangout, and we had like chairs and blankets.
Mm-hmm.
So like you had to like crawl through this tunnel to get to the secret.
Was it hot and sweaty?
Probably.
I don't actually remember it being too bad, but
Always had a
I still
fan
had
on
my
or something.
shirts. I still had my shirts hanging up, but I had this rocker chair that I put in there, and I had a tube TV on this little stand. And the rocker chair had speakers behind it. So it was like I had surround sound speakers in there. And then I could close the door, and I was like, I had like my own man cave in my room. It was sick.
I remember your dad would come in at like 3:30 to make sure we were in bed, and we would like, it's like pretend
In
we were
the closet?
Yeah,
I do miss that that switch on PS2. Like it was so you
you just
knew.
pop it.
Yeah.
I hate the PS5, the PS4. Like you don't. I always because I'll go back and I'll play it like once a year, and I'll boop, and it'll kick the disc out, and I'm like, oh my god, it's turn on which because it's like the thumb.
Yeah,
I don't know. I love that. You know that
like an
physical
actual
switch.
button.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Yeah,
power
those-
switch.
Those haven't
Um,
existed in a while. Although PS5 has buttons, it's not touchscreen anymore.
But in 6th grade, I was introduced to Guild Wars 1, and then my life was over.
Did you play?
Queue up 5,000 hours later.
Did you guys play? I know you mentioned Guitar Hero, and I just want to bring this up as a funny story. Did you play on the actual instrument, like the guitar? Did you have the accessory?
Oh,
They
absolutely.
had an actual guitar.
Well, no, like you
like
know the
not
guitar.
instead of the controller.
I played and only exclusively know how to play on controller.
Ew.
Oh, you mean like play Guitar Hero with the controller?
Yeah, I know how.
No.
I learned and I play it on the controller.
That was
No.
like the person like that was like we
meme?
we made Austin do that if there was 4 of us and we had 3 guitars.
Maybe I didn't even know you could do that. I don't even remember.
That's just a joke.
But we-
Actually, we weren't that mean.
But I got pretty good at Guitar Hero. I still to this day can get on there and I feel very comfortable switching. I definitely can't just go and rip expert right off the
Yeah.
bat, but I feel very comfortable doing all 5 buttons. I
I
played the hell out of that game.
I got like decently okay. Like when Guitar Hero 3 came out, I had that on the Wii actually, and I played the shit out of that, and I got pretty comfortable expert, but like I was never like
Through the Fire and Flames.
I was never like ripping out through the fire and flames
No.
on expert, you know. Like,
I don't even think I ever got past that. It was for the memes to try to play that. I never actually got serious enough.
There's
I
still-
beat it on hard. I don't know. I definitely didn't beat it on expert. I don't even think I could probably finish the last 5 or 6 songs on expert. But PS2 era was good. But I grew up PC. For whatever reason, my parents let me play the shit out of games for way too long. And I
And you were like-
somehow stayed normal.
Wow.
Yeah, it's for
Well,
debate.
that's
Yeah, I don't
debatable.
know. Define normal. You used to play
Best-
Guild Wars on a Mac too, which is like
Dude.
that's terrible for PC gaming.
I bought a Mac computer because at the time you couldn't just buying a gaming computer in 2007 was like unheard of. Like you didn't just go to Best Buy and buy like a gaming computer or Circuit City or whatever. Like
Right.
that wasn't really a thing. So I was like, at the time, like Mac computers were known for being like really, really solid, robust systems. So I went and I bought a Mac and I put a bootloader on it so that I ran Windows on my Mac. And the experience was phenomenal. It was unbelievable. It was so good. Plus Guild Wars 1 was like kind of aging at that point, so it was so easy to smash through that. But yeah, I played the hell out of that. And
It's crazy to think about some of the stuff like we'd put up with as PC gamers in the early 2000s. Like just horrific frame rates,
horrific.
terrible like pop in like
Austin played, and I'm not even exaggerating, maybe 3,000 out or probably more, 3,000 hours of Guild Wars 1 at no more than 8 FPS.
Oh,
He had to turn the sound off in the game or it would make his computer lag too much. That's what we put up with, dude. So we had like it was tough goings.
I actually always had top of line graphics cards when I was a kid, mainly because my dad.
Right.
my dad was always, when it comes to like computers, has always been like,
Remember we got into Halo
what's the
2?
best of the best?
Remember we got into Halo 2 for like a month?
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Well,
That was like our first like LAN, but like on the same block. We didn't really, it wasn't LAN, but like we played online together.
Yeah.
Got on Vent and talked to each other, and it was like it was the best times.
I remember Halo 2 and Halo 3. I would play online with random strangers,
yeah.
and I was so confident about it. Like now, I hate the idea of that. I'm like, I don't want to.
Well, I credit that so much with me maturing at the rate that I did. I played thousands of hours online, and I always did so like socially because I wanted to learn from other people.
Yeah.
Because I was always amazed at like how good people were in these games, and I always did like PvP, which is like the hardest stuff. So I would play with people regularly. I mean, I'm like 14 at best. I mean, I'm probably even younger in a lot of this case.
Yeah.
And I'm playing with like 25, 30-year-olds all the time. It was amazing.
I actively avoid talking to people online like as much as possible.
Now I do, but I just find it hilarious that like back in Halo 3, Halo
Yeah.
2 days, I was all about, let me get on the lobby, and I was that, hey guys,
Anybody there? Anybody got a mic?
anybody got a mic?
Yeah, so
You wanna play?
I was actually just thinking about this. So back in Modern Warfare 2 days, 2009, that's when I really got into online gaming.
like,
And me and
peak
Billy's
time.
brother would play every day for like at
As
least
much as you could.
6 to 10 hours every day. Didn't matter.
Hardcore.
Like he would get home from school, come over to my house, and we would play pretty much from like 3 to like 12.
Because Matthew had the game, Kyle had the
Yeah,
console.
he had the game. I had the console. And so you'd bring the game over. But anyway, so we played so much.
ridiculous.
And we like would have a mic and we just would be talking online with people, and there was no private party. So if you were playing with a friend, you just had to like both have a mic and then just like I guess mute everybody else, but you just had to be out there in the public.
Yeah.
And you had to, and it was like if you survived like the gaming back then, like it was so toxic. Like people were
Yeah.
screaming at each
They
other.
didn't care that you were a
The
little kid.
worst insults. They didn't care if you're a kid. You have grown men saying they're gonna find you and murder you, and like
Or talking to me about really inappropriate stuff, like,
yeah,
how
like
hot's your mom?
yeah, or like I remember I'll never forget this grown man was talking to me and he's just like I forget what I called him out for like boosting or something like that. And he like in the mic in the lobby, he was just like, "You're gonna really be crying when your mom sucks my dick." And this is like I don't know how old he was, but he definitely was like a lot older than I was, who I was like 14 at the time. This guy sounds like he might have been like 30. And I'm like, how the fuck, this is like the Wild West. Like people just saying shit like this, you know? Like it's wild.
See, my experience was different because, again, Call of Duty, I think that is the culture to just because you're always paired up with random people and you're not really necessarily, it's all individual performance based, and then that contributes larger to the team.
Yeah, so if somebody's lacking, it's their fault.
Yeah.
And you can get mad at them.
Yeah. And so, in like an MMO, everything you do is like objective based and you're with a team and you're trying to like accomplish similar goals. So, I mean, I definitely got the, oh God, you know, we have like a kid in here.
Hey
he
guys,
doesn't know what he's
my
doing.
name's William.
Yeah.
I'm
No, I was always Slice for Slice and Dice
Hi
Killer.
guys, I'm Slice.
Yeah, exactly.
Your very first character was William Saltskipper. and then your aunt who introduced you to gaming was like, definitely
Let's
don't name your character
delete that.
William Saltskipper.
Let's move on from that. I will never forget that. It said name. So, well, I mean, 6th grade, guys. So, but anyway, so I would always, because I would see these people with, you know, especially when I was so blind, I had no idea what gaming was. And to have your first real game other than fucking Mario Kart, like to be an MMO, holy shit, dude. It's like so deep. So to do anything in those games, you have to join teams. And so you'd see people have all these different builds, these different characters, and you'd be talking, and it was all this interaction. And I loved it so much. And it was always cool to be a part of like a guild that, you know, had older people in it. And then you would be exposed to like, one of the things that I hate, and I always try to do with like when I'm talking with any kids, is like give them the respect of a human. You remember being like kids when you're like, I don't know, anywhere from like 8 to hell, even in your 20s, sometimes people act like this, but they're talking to you like you're a kid.
Yeah.
And they're not really respecting you. They're like, "Oh, honey, what are you doing?" You know, like,
fun.
"I'm so proud of you." It's like fake. And it's like, "Oh, it's this." It's always layered like you're a kid and I'm an adult.
I'm better.
I never got that as an MMO. Like I was the product of my gameplay. So if I was playing well, everybody respected you. You were carrying your own weight. Sometimes you would carry the team, and it was amazing because I felt like really at home, playing with different people, these different groups, accomplishing goals, and like being respected and being like an authority on, hey, this is what we need to do. I started my own guild. Like I put myself in like leadership roles. I recruited people. We did title hunting. We did a bunch of crazy cool stuff. Like really intensive hours upon hours stuff, and engaged with people in a really meaningful, deep way, and made great friends. And this was before any like, you know, now things like Discord and stuff exist outside of it. But like, you know, in that game, I probably had 40 different friends that I got really close with, and once they quit, you know, that's it. You know, and now those relationships can kind of go on.
It's like, cool,
last
can't wait to
online.
see you tomorrow. Last online 7 years ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
I
I
have a
mean,
bunch of those.
we had people like that would come on, and I remember distinctly one time we had to have like a funeral service. Like it was like we like honored their character because they had passed away. I didn't really know them, but they were in my guild and they were close with other people, and it was like this whole thing, and I was like, wow, that's hella weird.
I don't know
Why are you laughing at that? What's wrong with you?
I just imagine you at the age where you're like, all right, guys, cinnamon challenge. And you're giving like the funeral procession with that voice.
Yeah, I was doing no.
Hey, guys, let's do this seriously.
this
Don't
more
Cinnamon
like-
challenge.
It was more like press F for respects, you know, kind of thing. The cinnamon challenge.
don't
Here
wuss
lies Slice and Dice Killer.
out. Don't wuss out, guys.
That was horrible. It's in my brain.
I need to see that again.
For context,
My God.
long time ago,
Yeah.
Billy and I and some of our other friends did the cinnamon challenge when that was like all the rage. And Billy was the oldest one, but he was the only one where like he was in that in between stage of his balls dropping, and so he had that kind of awkward like
Hey,
Cinnamon
guys.
challenge.
like not deep,
Yeah.
but like also not a kid voice anymore. Like, you know how boys get that kind of weird That's where he was like, all right, guys, we're going to do the cinnamon challenge.
And the whole video is funny because he's like, I don't want to see any of you.
Listen,
Give
like,
up immediately.
give up
Give up immediately.
He had it in his mouth for like a second. You
I
see
was
him.
the first one out. Because like I like took a deep breath as I was like putting it in, like
Putting it in, eh?
yeah, and it's like a dust. So like I inhaled some of it, and it was, dude, it was so.
There's at one point
so
where
bad.
you can hear you saying, it's in my brain.
Dude, I was already choking probably before I actually wrapped my lips around the spoon. I was already like, I'm fucked. It
It's
was
just funny
hilarious.
because you said, I don't want to see anybody.
Dude, I
And
know.
then you
I was
did.
calling people out, and then I fucked up.
And
but
then
years later, we did it.
Years later, and I like literally like a year ago,
Yeah.
I think
the
we all
three of us,
accomplished
All three
it.
of us.
we actually did the cinnamon challenge and we beat it.
It
Yeah.
was really gross. Actually,
It's
I love
spicy.
It's
yeah,
spicy.
I
Yeah.
love cinnamon, but that was not. It didn't taste like cinnamon when you have that much.
And for as long as it's in there.
It was a tablespoon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never be able to accomplish the saltine cracker challenge, though.
Yeah,
No, we did not record it. We just
we used to do.
we
some
felt
dumb
like it was
stuff.
weird for
We
3
should have
adults to
recorded it.
record.
That'd be great.
Remember
content
the
for
salt and ice challenge? Where you just fucking put salt on ice and then you hold it, and who can hold it the longest, and you just disintegrate your hand.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember that.
I
one.
don't. I never.
I
heard
definitely
of that
did that with Matthew for sure. And so you put salt on ice, and it causes like a chemical reaction. And when you squeeze it, it literally like disintegrates your hand, and you see who can like go the longest. And when you're done, you're just like missing chunks of skin.
Ew.
Oh,
It was like so dumb.
That sounds like really hardcore.
It was stupid, is what it was.
So,
Some of
Did
the
you do
most
that?
But
stupid
the
things
salt-
I've done have been with your brother. Though.
Yeah.
We've done some dumb shit.
but the saltine one is like it's only 6 crackers in a minute, and it seems like, oh shit, we could do that. No, man, it's so hard. You get such dry mouth.
did you do the ice bucket challenge?
I did the ice like plunge, and we
Ice plunge.
jumped into a cold lake.
I think I've showed you guys. I hate it. It's so cringe.
The ice bucket challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what it is, but I never did it.
Did you donate money?
No, I didn't.
So why'd you do it then?
Because
To
I
just
watched
raise
a video
awareness.
that Markiplier put out, and he said he challenged the crowd, and I was like, "That's me." And
But
then I put
The
it
whole
on
point is
Facebook.
for ALS
Simps.
awareness.
I know. So it's either you
Simp.
donated money or you poured ice
Raised
on yourself.
awareness.
Oh, okay.
And I did the ice.
Okay, well we'll have to watch. Do you have it on your phone?
I do. I swear I showed you guys before,
Probably.
and I
Were
hate it.
we drunk? Because I don't really remember this.
I showed you guys because we were going like through our old like Facebook stuff. One
Oh,
night.
you know what? You said this is it, but you didn't show the video. You're like, I don't want to watch this.
Fine, I guess I'll have to show you guys.
We
let's
showed
wrap
you
this up.
our
We're at
cinnamon challenge.
90 minutes here.
I do want to say I think coming up soon. I'm gonna officially order it here. I think we need to do like the Hot Ones. wing
How the
challenge.
fuck are we totally dropped the ball on that?
I know.
I totally forgot that we were gonna do that.
I think that would be
100%.
so fun.
And we need like one of the, like the girls to host and ask us crazy questions. That would be fun. And then we have to answer.
What do you mean by crazy questions?
You know,
Crazy.
Crazy.
Wild.
Like, would you lose an inch of penis for $1 million? And like,
As we're
how
like-
much penis
Well-
would you be willing to lose?
How much would be willing? Not for $1 million.
My answer would change now than it would
okay, but
be
your
for
mouth
18.
is on fire. Your mouth is on fire. You have to take that in context. Well,
No,
I-
you can't pregame.
I feel like I would lose an inch.
Victory is saying yes. So Kyle needs to lose at least 8 inches to get that 8 mil. It sounds like you got extra. She said that's 2 exclamation points, Kyle. My man.
I think she said yes to something else.
Jingle Bees said she's
Can we
down.
donate money to get?
So I think Jingle Bees. Do you want to? You
I
could be
think
the host.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like the girls could come up with the
That's
questions.
what
Oh,
Victory
yeah,
said
yeah.
yes to hosting
Ah,
it.
no.
Well, and
not
Kyle
the
is so
losing
well
inches.
endowed that he needs
Yeah.
to raise money. That's what I.
I hate to
lose-
break it to you, but if I sacrificed 8 inches for anything, I'd be not quite the man I am right now.
I would be an innie. I'm sorry, honey, but I would be an innie, even on my best days.
Like that fucking the dude from Miss March. What's his name? God, him. You know
Miss March.
Yeah, you know that movie when he is that like rapper dude. He's played by that guy from The Office.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Which one from The
Darnell?
Office?
No, not. He has this always like suck my dick while I fuck.
Oh
that
yeah,
ass."
yeah. That's
Yeah.
hot tub. Yeah, I know.
No, that's Miss
That's-
March.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
know that movie. Then.
So the whole movie, he's like, what is that guy's name? Craig Robinson, maybe the black dude.
I'll look it
from
up.
The Office.
Tell the
who,
story.
Who runs the warehouse? Anyways, the whole
Daryl
movie,
in The
Daryl, yeah.
Office.
So the whole movie, he's like this like big rapper dude, and he has this song. He's like, "Suck my dick while I
Yeah, but he
fuck
doesn't
that
have a
ass,"
dick.
and then at the end, he doesn't even have a dick.
Yep. It's like two
It's-
little posts. Yeah.
yeah, and like it's just so out of left field moment in the
Yes.
movie. We're like, what the hell am I watching?
And they show it too. It's just even weirder.
It is Craig Robinson.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what
That's Miss
that's what I
March?
thought of
Oh,
when
shit.
when you said that.
That's so funny. I have it in.
I sacrificed this for millions.
Yeah, I would have. Shit, if I lost 8 inches, it might start coming out my butt. It's so far in there.
Jesus, that's not how it works. It just
I only got 1 inch, so -7 inches. Where I don't have the girth, the horizontal
I think
latitude.
you could only lose the inches that you have, right? That would
Well,
make
don't they say
sense.
half of your junk is inside you, and that's how they can extend it, make it longer. If they like make a cut, they can like pull it out further.
I haven't really researched this.
I haven't either.
That doesn't sound like what I got going on down here.
Hey, listen,
Have you done extensive
So
research?
Look.
extensive.
Hey, I want you to know I actually have a 12-inch penis, but half of it's inside me.
Jesus,
That what-
if you lost 8 inches, you still have 4 left. You could get the job
but
done.
4 are inside of him.
Oh, so you're saying he okay? I see.
He
what
needs
you're
to
saying.
pull it out.
If half, that doesn't make sense biologically. That half of your penis is inside you and it never comes out.
To be honest, I can't even place where I was told that. I don't. I
don't
don't even
think
know.
that's real
It
life.
might
Sounds
not
like a
be.
sketchy porn site, Billy, that was like half of your penis is inside you.
Like an ad. You know, like click here to enlarge. This is the process.
You guys don't click on those.
No.
You guys don't screen your email inbox for no.
When you don't open every one of those emails.
Yeah, click subscribe.
Every time you get a spam email.
What's this one?
I got an inch from this one. I got 2 inches from this one. 1 inch from this one. Half inch here.
This woman wants me. I've been waiting my whole life to hear that. Click.
Okay, we're getting called out. Another strange ending.
Oh.
Dylan, where can people find
well,
us? If that's
we are going to do a Hot Ones thing.
should.
Yes.
We'll probably order
please
it
hold us
tonight.
to it. Let's
Yes.
let's do that because that
I
sounds like a
will.
lot of fun. I will drink my Pepto
Yes.
and be prepared.
I'm gonna fucking destroy this challenge. Absolutely.
We gotta do the last dab.
No, we got to do the whole setup.
Yeah, we gotta do but
Yeah.
we have. So Kyle's going to want to try and one up us in no matter what. But like we have to have.
naturally.
Should we try to have like a winner, or are we just in it together and we?
No,
finish
we're in it together. You just
We
do
finish
the
it,
10
finish
wings.
But like we don't want to get to like the
But
last
if you're not,
dab.
if you're not
we dab.
dabbing the last one, then that's like not tradition.
Yeah, then you're a little bit.
He always shakes it and then he pours.
Give Dylan some Rolade and he'll wipe the floor with y'all.
We'll
right.
see.
Rolades.
He was a little bit of a bitch last time we did this.
What did we do?
The spiciness challenge.
Well, if I give him
the
some
little
milk,
tiny ass drop you had on mine or on yours, I had a big ass thing and I did 2 of them
Of what?
of the bomb.
The
bomb.
bomb? What, at work?
No, at here
bomba.
we did at work too.
Oh, well, because I've done it so many times.
Oh, okay.
I don't need to do it anymore.
You have to.
I'm gonna for the.
I'm
for
going
the
to be
I'm just kidding. bro.
by far the biggest bitch when it comes to that. Let's just put it.
So
very
funny
clear.
story about the bomb. Dylan and I used to work together, and
No, what?
you didn't know that?
No.
Wild.
So we
So
actually
anyways.
met at work.
Yeah.
Wow.
And at work one time, we had closed. Dylan's like, I got the bomb. And he had told all of like, his team. I didn't know what they're doing. And he goes, here, Kyle, try a spoon of this. And I was like, ain't nothing. And then I took it and I put more on a spoon. I did it again. I was like, still ain't nothing. And then I walked to the back. I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh my God. And I fucking my throat started bleeding. And I was straight up dying.
Started bleeding?
Not really. But then I
was like, I don't remember that part of the
and then
story.
I came back out and I was just like, ain't no shit on me.
Why is your shirt soaking wet?
But I straight up died when no one was looking. I came back up. And to this day, everyone was like, damn, Kyle took that like a champ. But I was secretly in the back, literally,
panting.
oh God.
Just panting.
It was hilarious. But anyways, you guys can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, any major podcast listening platform where you can listen to us as the Katie Ratio Podcast. And you can also find us on YouTube where hopefully you're watching us now live on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And with that, we're gonna lead out here, and we're gonna try something a little bit different here. We're gonna say,
don't make me improv something on the spot. What are we
we're
doing?
gonna say with a good KD, you get the
And
dub.
with a good KD, you get the dub.
Let's try it.
And
With
A
good,
KD,
D
you
get
the
dub.
by.
Hey.